The man we're about to meet has spent his entire life around construction and agriculture. He grew up in Colorado and now lives in Vermont, but between now and then, he's seen the world. Paris, Italy, Japan, South Africa, India, China, just a few of the places his career has taken him. Today, George Russell spends his time traveling with his wife, Judy, but also continues his industry work as a business consultant. We were able to catch up with him at his home where he shared with us how he got his start, how technology plays a role in the industry, and what he sees as the biggest need today. So here he is in his own words, George Russell.
So my first experience with agriculture was actually my parents and my aunt and uncle started a ranch in Colorado in the mountains. And so my first experience was actually helping hand tools to my father and my uncle underneath machines that they were working on, getting ready to go to the hayfield. So I would go work for them from 4 or 5 years old. When we moved back here to Vermont, my father started and bought something called the Whiteface Ranch. So we took the cattle that we had in Colorado and we ranched here and raised beef cattle. So we actually had working horses. I actually learned to ride a horse before I learned to walk. I was a little late walking. And then after 1 or 2 beef cycles, my father decided to move exclusively into producing feed for all the dairy farms in the area. I've always been interested in agriculture and how it changed and the implications of the changes. So I always knew I wanted to be in agriculture, and I interviewed with big international grain companies and applied to all the farm machinery companies, and I wound up with International Harvester. So 13 days after I graduated from college, I started working in Albany, New York at the regional office for International Harvester. And so that began 24 years of working for the manufacturers. So I started as a area parts manager, and service and parts work very closely together and are very important. So I learned the parts business, calling on dealers. Then I became a territory sales manager. And then I became a marketing supervisor as we were launching a new line of forage harvesters. And that began and continued an interest in the hay and forage industry and the livestock industry. Every Monday I would fly somewhere or drive somewhere in the continent and ask innovative farmers or universities or research institutes or other manufacturers, what do they see on the horizon for innovation in hay and forage machine? And that led later to a startup within International Harvester called Advanced Harvesting Systems. And we actually developed a technology around leaf protein extraction. So I left International Harvester in 1982. Judy and I moved back here to Vermont. We had our own business here in Vermont, and then we bought into a business in California. Came back into the industry after Case had bought International Harvester. And so my first significant management position was as product director for large tractors for Case IH, the newly formed company. Agriculture. Many acres, lots of input, weather, seed, fertilizer, measuring things that with that distance across vast numbers of acres. There are a lot of data to be managed, and that's where technology can be applied. And right now, biotechnology and precision agriculture is actually helping to lower the amount of pesticides and fertilizers per unit of commodity grown. If we can apply the best technology on the most productive soils and have the ability to for the commodities to go where they are needed to connect food production with the mouths of people that are hungry and have needs, if you can do both of those, then you can actually help the environment by doing that.
Where do you think the industry needs the most help to continue to grow and evolve?
People. The number of people that are involved in production agriculture is less than 2%. It's similar to the number of people that serve in the military. My dealer clients, almost to a person, are looking for technicians, people that can help manage the technology, not just mechanical technology, not just information technology, not just biotechnology, but all three of those together. As we go through these regular dealer peer group meetings with COVID and with the economy and the supply chain issues, they can't get enough equipment. The demand went high during COVID for a lot of people that are rural lifestylers that had a lot of disposable cash, couldn't spend it anywhere else, and so they bought bigger toys. The farm economy is there's always new technology, and the opportunity with commodity prices now have 8-year high right now. Construction equipment, which is the general economy, things are very positive. But being in a cyclical industry, I know it's never as good as you think it's going to be. It's never as low as you think it's going to be. It's always going to change. As far as when I'm going to quit doing this, I don't have a time frame because I love what I'm doing right now. I feel so fulfilled in terms of the people that I know in this business, the insights, some of which we've talked about right now, and the ability to go do the things that I want to do and work with a team of people. I am very happy with what is happening in my life and the associations that I have.